In a world of mindless movie cliches, one podcast fights back. Critics are calling it profound, epic, free. Prepare to revisit your video cassette memories of the 1980s and 90s. Behold, it's VHS Rewind.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. My name is Mark, and I am talking tonight with Christopher. How are you, Chris?
Gobble, gobble.
Yeah, I mean, I'm psyched for this. I just bought my turkey tonight.
You did not.
Yeah, I did. We bought our turkey earlier this evening.
You do frozen? A completely frozen one?
Yeah, we're doing completely frozen. Is that bad?
No, not at all. Not at all.
I don't know. We bought a huge one though. I'm not talking about my turkey.
I'm going to ask.
I'm just kidding.
do you cook? You're the cook?
I cook literally 100% of the meals that are eaten in this house.
Do you deep fry it? The turkey?
Yes.
No, you don't.
No, I would love to do that. I don't have the nerve. And I don't have the death wish.
Exactly. I don't have the stomach.
And it's also pretty expensive to deep fry it. I mean, the oil is very expensive. The amount that you have to have, you're only using it once. To me, it just makes more sense to cover it in olive oil. This is how I make it.
This is what I want to hear.
Oh, okay. If it is a kosher turkey, I would brine it. It's not a kosher turkey. This is a butterball. It's a 24-pound butterball.
24? What are you having people over?
A couple later in the day, yeah. It was also on sale, so we had to get the biggest one that they had. It was like 49 cents a pound, so it ended up being like $12, you know, for 24 pounds of poultry. And so I would brine it if it was kosher. It's not. So what I'm going to do is basically, I'm going to have my son do this with me. We cover the whole thing. Basically, you dry it, you know. I shove onions, garlic, lemon, and stuff like that into the turkey, like, you know, up into it. And then I covered olive oil, salt, pepper, maybe some rosemary, and that's it. About 3/4 through, what I'll do is I'll do the whole top with some type of good butter, like melt, you know, kind of rub it into it. When I say good butter, I mean like grass-fed butter. And then I do the rest of it, and it gets brown, and it's done.
Nice.
I have no idea how long I'm going to cook this for, though.
It's like 12 hours.
Yeah.
And what sides? Do you do anything, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
exotic?
I make, I don't know about exotic. I mean, I'll make a real mashed potato.
Okay.
I don't like turnips. Nobody in this house likes turnips or anything like that. So
what do
I'll
you
make
do? Mash those? Do you mash those too?
The potatoes?
No, the second thing you mentioned, the turnips.
Yeah, I don't know how to make. I don't eat them, so
okay.
I don't make them. And stuffing. I'll make a cornbread stuffing.
Good.
I might make 2 different stuffings, one with jalapeno in it.
Nice.
You know, and like the casseroles that everyone makes. And that's it. I mean, everything else is probably going to be canned or frozen. What about you? What kind of
Well, like last year, I tried to cook for my in-laws, and between
at your house?
At my house, between having so many people in the house and trying to keep them, you know, hey, you want chips, you want
and you start
stuff.
drinking wine.
And you start drinking wine, and then no matter how much I prepared the night before, it was such a madhouse. Like, just, it was so stressful with the turkey and everything else that you couldn't do the night before that you had to do there.
Yeah.
Setting up I did not want to do it anymore. So now we're going to the in-laws, and they will do all the cooking.
Good.
They're doing the
But
turkey.
it's real food. It's real cook. I mean, it's real cooking.
Yeah. And so, and they go all out. You know, they'll do the turkey, and they also do like stuffed lobster tails, which I love.
Yeah,
you know.
we were talking about this. We were like, we heard about lobster, and we were playing around with the idea. I don't know. I'm leaving out part of my meal here. What I like to do is I serve a lunch before. I don't like to do the 2 or 3 o'clock dinner. So I'll make lunch. So I was thinking about making lobster bisque.
Nice.
I was thinking about making salad, lobster bisque, and stuffed like mushrooms or something.
Damn, you're ambitious.
Well, that stuff isn't too hard to make, believe it or not.
I don't know. Depends on how many people you're having. I mean, I'm not good at cooking for a large group. You know, I can follow a recipe for 4 people, but I have to double it, and I just can't. I can't.
24 pounds of turkey.
24. I mean,
I don't know. I mean, it's going to be a challenge. It's definitely going to be a challenge. So, what do you think about when Thanksgiving Day comes? That Thursday comes. It feels like a Thursday. This is awesome. I don't have to go to work tomorrow, and then there's 2 more days I don't have to go to work.
Yep.
It's awesome. Everybody loves Thanksgiving.
But you got to eat turkey. You got to eat turkey those 4 days.
Well, all you want to do is eat turkey until you eat the turkey. Ugh. You know what? Chicken tastes better. Yeah.
And,
so
when I was a kid, that was all about the Godzilla Fest.
Yeah, there was like good stuff on TV.
Now, my mom would put on the Thanksgiving Day parade, but I got to tell you, I never understood why people stood out on the street from like 6 in the morning to watch this thing.
I would never do this.
Earlier. I just don't understand.
I mean, I could jump on the train and be there in 35 minutes, but I will never do this. I grew up here, I'll never do this. You know what? It's like going to that fake news channel on, show on Channel 4 in the morning where people stand outside waving at the cameras like idiots.
Oh my God, the Today Show?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like that. Like, I'm just not going to do it, but I always appreciated it. And it's always been on in my house, like you said, like your mom would turn on. It's like, hey, parade's on, and it's like you watch it like you're a zombie.
I'm just comparatively speaking, what about New Year's Eve? Do you do that? Would you do that in Times Square?
No.
No? Okay, just curious.
No thing. The closest I've gotten to that is working, when I worked at the Village Voice, I went home at around 10:30 at night because I had to close the paper late. So I left the city that late. It was already madness. What about you?
The closest I have ever gotten to some sort of mass gathering is when I went to a football game and did the tailgating, which was a real, interesting experience. It was frickin' freezing, so you're not only out in the parking lot early in the morning, you're there the whole day, because you're there for the game and everything. So I don't know. I would never go to Times Square. Never.
I mean,
never.
There's too much crime in this world.
Too much crime. It's usually cold and freezing.
Yeah, it is January 1st.
And, and the same with the Thanksgiving. Like, people bring their kids.
It's idiotic.
Like, I just don't get it.
I'm the guy who falls asleep at 11:15.
Yeah. Really? I'm usually asleep by now.
Yeah.
By this point.
Too much wine.
I do appreciate the Thanksgiving Day parade. It is a holiday perennial, and I think my family would have already started drinking by this point because we did do the early dinners. Mm-hmm. So that means we start drinking earlier too.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have to have you skip breakfast, you go right into kind of a tasting the foods thing at around 8:30.
Right. You're right.
Taste the stuffing. It's 8:30. My mouth tastes like toothpaste. Don't worry about that. Have some scotch. And
exactly.
And and everybody's in a great mood for about 2 hours. And then 10:30 hits.
Then the family tensions start bubbling up.
What do you mean? What do you mean she's not coming? All I asked her to do is bring potato chips. She can't bring potato chips. Stuff like that.
She
that
can
nonsense.
just forget about getting anything for Christmas. Damn it.
Yeah, we used to have like the big, Like, even though I am Jewish, like, you know, the Italian side of my family would come out during these type of days. And we'd have these big, ridiculous Italian meals where it's like, you know, there's turkey, but there's also like a lasagna, like, and big ziti and all this ridiculous, too much saucy foods. But the premise of this episode is to bring us back to 1984 for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
1984. So I was still in high school.
How old were you? Well, you don't have to disclose that, but I was 11.
Right, I was a junior. So I was a junior in high school. So whatever age that is, I'm not good at that.
12.
For 17, I was 17.
So I'm going to play a few of these clips, and I don't know, I guess we'll talk about it. A lot of this is visual. So one thing that I want to point out in this particular clip is they have a few of the upcoming things with the parade, which I never quite understood. Like, are these pre-recorded bits that they're going to play later? I thought the parade was live. So if you look, Joey Lawrence is like looking at the camera like he can't believe what he's seeing, and he's so adorable.
Is that who that kid is?
Yeah, it's Joey Lawrence.
That's Joey Lawrence?
I think so.
Oh my God. Okay. So I thought it was just some random kid.
Here we go. No, it's not. You kidding me? That kid is so rehearsed. And you'll hear him later in another clip.
NBC proudly presents its special holiday coverage of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. The Macy's 58th Annual Thanksgiving Day Parade is coming to you live from New York City. Your hosts for this great event are Brian Gumbel, Stepfanie Kramer, Pat Sajak, and special guest host Florence Henderson, together with an exciting lineup of stars that include Rich Little, Tony winner Hinton Battle, and the Broadway cast of The Tap Dance Kid. Nice. From Hill Street Blues, Daniel J. Travanti, James Sicking, and Bruce White. Marie Osmond, Robert Vaughn, Broadway's Avna the Eccentric, Maureen McGovern, Jacques D'Ambois and the National Dance Institute, Dionne Warwick, Tim Conway, Kay Ballard. From the television series V, Mark Singer and Jane Badler. The Radio City Music Hall Rockettes, Dom DeLuise. From Broadway's My One and Only, Georgia Engel, Placido Domingo. From Riptide, Tom Bray, Perry King, and Joe Penny. From Gimme a Break, Joey Lawrence, Irene Cara, John Schneider. 1984 U.S. Olympic champions Mary Lou Retton, Greg Louganis, Tim Daggett, Evelyn Ashford, Tracy Ruiz, Rowdy Gaines, Tracy Calkins. From Cheers, John Ratzenberger, the Wyatt Brothers. From Different Strokes, Danny Cooksey, Desiree Goyette, the U.S. Coast Guard Academy Chorale, Punky Brewster, Soleil Moon Fry, Audrey and Judy Landers, the Gold Dusters. A special salute to the Statue of Liberty, the Moco Jumbie Dancers, and terrific bands, plus hundreds of clowns, beautiful floats, and the most spectacular giant balloons in the world. All that and much, much more, including a special visit from Santa Claus. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is sponsored in part by McDonald's, sponsor of McDonald's houses across the U.S., by Ideal, maker of fine toys, and by Oshkosh B'gosh, maker of the genuine articles since 1895. Now,
well, I kind of paused it there because I did want to mention you're not familiar with Oshkosh B'gosh, right?
I've heard the name. And for some reason, I thought it was a bagel place. But you're saying it's clothes?
Yeah, it's like kids' overalls.
Oh, okay. I don't,
bagel store, bagels.
I thought it was a bagel store.
Oshkosh B'gosh. I'll have a lox. I'll have a lox everything.
What about Ideal Toys? I never heard of them.
Isn't Ideal, I don't know for sure about this, but isn't Ideal the spin-off from Mattel that made like the magazines for like M16s for the military? Oh, no. Mattel does do that. You know what Ideal is? They make models. Like, okay. That's where I know the symbol from. Like,
like
they rubber cement and stuff like that.
they showed that logo, and it kind of looked familiar, but I just could not. I couldn't tell you what they made.
Yeah, I mean,
and Ronald McDonald House. I always give props to Ronald McDonald House.
you
I
said
do
you have a
give
little
props
bit
to
of a
that.
story, right, about that?
Yeah, I mean, when my first child was born, she was a preemie, and
Oh, I didn't know that.
it was very tense, and there was a Ronald McDonald House right across the street from the hospital, and it was such a nice thing. We were stressed out, and we didn't want to drive back and forth from the hospital because it was, just like 30 minutes, and we were at a wreck. And this place, they just let you come in, and you get a place to sleep. They give you food.
What
It's
kind of food?
really
Like
a nice
Big Macs?
outfit. I really.
I'm kidding. I'm joking. No, that sounds really. I didn't know that they even did that. To be honest with you, I didn't know that this was a thing.
Really forgetting the McDonald's connection. I mean, it was just a life-saving thing to have.
That's awesome.
So I always give a props to Ronald McDonald House.
Yeah, I always hear about it and everything, but I don't really. I still don't really understand what they are. Well, like you were saying, it's basically it's when you're going through a completely crappy time in your life and you need something like that.
Yeah,
it's
it was related to the hospital, so you had to have business with the hospital, and
it's interesting.
it's
This
a
is
place
your.
for you to-
I'm sorry.
It's a place for you to crash and just get some nourishment.
So your oldest was a preemie?
Yes,
You never know it. She's like a giant. Not
I know, and
giant, but
like I say, it was such a really, because it was a firstborn. We'd never been through that before, and it was so tense. And now you see her, and she's like this, just amazing.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would never think like she's like tiny or anything like that. Usually preemies end up tiny.
So I mean, So you notice from this litany of stars that were read to you. This is heavy on NBC sitcom people.
But it's also
NBC
it's pretty
shows.
weak. I mean,
Hey man, Daniel J. Travante
oh my god, and Bruce White.
and Bruce White.
But
I'll have you know that the cast of the Tap Dance Kid that they mentioned, that included Alphonse Ribeiro,
yes, I remember that.
Rubiero, whatever his
It's a
name
tap dance kid. No, you take NBC, and it's like, all right, we have I forget his name, Danny something from Different Strokes. We don't even get Gary Coleman or
No, we don't get the
the other ones. I don't know.
and I mean, these were shows at the time. I don't know if they were, Hill Street, was that ever really popular per se?
But we get
I
John
don't know.
Ratzenberger. We don't get Shelley Long. We don't get Ted Danson.
Do we want Ted Danson or Shelley Long? I don't know.
I think that he's a little bit more of a celebrity than
But no, that's true. That's
John
true.
Ratzenberger.
But can either Shelley Long or Ted Danson sing a song like John Ratzenberger can?
Well, I think we will find out that actually in an upcoming clip. Is that your cue for the John Ratzenberger clip?
Yeah, let's play Ratzenberger because there's some interesting facts here.
All right, let's rats it up. Okay.
Flavin on the hit TV series Cheers, but he also just got married in September.
That's right, September 9th.
That's wonderful. So this
Yep.
Thanksgiving morning, he definitely has a lot to be grateful for.
You betcha.
And here he is, and I hear you're going to sing for us.
Yes, I sure am.
Are you ready?
I am.
Are those vocal cords warm?
Well, yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Warm enough anyway.
Enjoy.
Trainwreck TV.
I'm giving thanks for all things bright and beautiful. The falling snow, some mistletoe, a rainbow. I'm giving
All right, maybe he
thanks.
can't sing.
What'd you say?
Maybe he can't sing.
The mighty whale.
There's no microphone. I mean, these are all lip syncs. Yeah, it could be anybody singing. Also, that's a Woody Woodpecker balloon.
Yeah.
What's the point of that? I mean,
Well,
Who's
we're all
paying
here.
for that?
Not Ratzenberger.
Take the time to sing along and become a part of nature's harmony. I'm giving thanks for all things wise and wonderful.
Ouch.
For Santa Claus and Jingle Bells, shooting stars and wishing well, and dreams that now and then come true. And most of all, I'm giving thanks for you.
For you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Enjoy the parade. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Woody's having a
And
few
that's Pat
problems.
Sajak. Pat Sajak is coming up to him.
This is very bittersweet because, Ratzenberger's given thanks because he just recently got married.
Right.
But, he got divorced in 2004. So
Oh,
it's kind of sad.
this kid. So John Ratzenberger wasn't so bad, I guess. I mean, it was. I don't understand the point of singing that song. I don't know. Usually you use this as a vehicle to promote something, and I'm assuming he was there to promote Cheers. Maybe I'm not really sure.
You got me.
What was your favorite clip out of all of these?
All right, so. Not that one. Not you know who was the best. I think
Tim Conway
was. Oh my God! No, we'll get to him. But the best delivery, best song, and the one who gets the best applause
God bless
is Stepfanie Kramer, who sings "God Bless the USA."
And here it goes. But I think they spell her name wrong on the screen.
This is the woman who starred. She starred in Hunter with Fred somebody. I forget his name, Fred somebody. But the Hunter TV show. Here's Stepfanie Kramer.
Here you go. I'm adjusting.
We should point out Stepfanie Kramer has an animal background.
Say that again?
That is an amazing mink she's wearing.
Yeah. The collar alone is like 60 minks.
It's almost as fluffy as her hair.
She's the best lip syncer.
Yeah.
See, it's Stepfanie.
It's her body language during the song is just.
Oh, yeah, it's like she's really into it. Can you hear this okay?
Yep.
Look at I like the clowns behind her. Just doing a little knee bounce. And the guy clapping. Like, it's not even in any rhythm that exists in this world. Just clapping.
I like the tracking problems.
It's like double tracking problems. You see, it's on the bottom and the top. She really went for that note.
Crowd loves her.
Oh, boy. Terrific. Stephanie, thank you. That was wonderful. And now Stephanie is actually leaving us, and for a very good reason. She's leaving our spot here on 77th Street to head into the parade. She's going to get on there and ride back down to Herald Square, and she said her goodbye with a song.
Young
And
Pat
it's a
Sajak
good way to do it as we continue with our coverage of Macy's parade.
Still not his real hair.
Pat Sajak, you pervert. So
she was my favorite musically.
Sure, I can see. What And
It
she
was
was
just a
also
nice
the best
upbeat-
looking. You know, she was fitting to the role. She didn't look uncomfortable.
Yep. Speaking of uncomfortable and terrible singer, why don't we segue then into Punky Brewster, who is an incredible lip syncer.
All right, now, who is the person who announces this?
Brian Gumble.
Yeah, young Brian Gumble. Who
I mean, all through this thing, I can't. I bet you Brian Gumble is like seething underneath that he has to say these things, like, oh, the delightful Punky Brewster, or the, just when he introduces other things.
Yeah, like he's like, I could be at home making turkey, drinking wine.
Or he's like, I should be doing hard-hitting news, and here I am doing this crap.
Right, I'm an African-American newscaster, and I'm stuck at the, Thanksgiving Day parade announcing Soleil Moon Fry. Like, what kind of name is this? And you know what else is interesting about this clip? And hopefully whoever's listening to this will go and check out the clips. The people who she is on the little carriage with or whatever look so just pissed off. Like, they can't believe they're, hanging out with this, 8-year-old girl with, mismatched shoes or something.
It's Punky Brewster on a clown ambulance that's full of clown doctors and nurses.
They seem
and
annoyed.
She's singing Swinging on a Star. And if I was stoned, it would really blow my mind. I'm like, what am I watching?
So here we go.
We're back now in New York, looking to the heavens for a little warmth, and at this time we'd like you to meet the delightful Soleil Moon Fry, 7-year-old
Delightful.
star of NBC's new comedy series Punky Brewster. This morning she too is looking upwards.
Would you like to swing on a star?
I mean, how cute is this girl, though?
And be better off than you are. Or would you rather be a mule?
She's an idiot.
A mule is an animal with long funny ears. He can't
She's
stop
on
at
Wheelers.
anything he hears. His back is round and his brain is blue. He's
There's
just
the
plain
app.
stupid with the stubborn streak.
Remember, she was in an episode of Where's Rodney?
Looking hot.
You may go
Turd.
out to
Hot
be a
turd.
mule, and all the monkeys darn in the zoo. Every day you'll be quite
See, the guy who's pushing is like, this is the highlight of my whole life.
You could be better than you are.
I spent 8 years on the London stage for this. And the crowd goes wild for Punky Brewster.
We're back now in New York.
Back to you, Brian. But yeah, I don't know. I have to give kids a little bit of a pass sometimes because I think she was a cute little girl and she grew up to be like a hot woman. So I give her a pass.
All right, but I bet you can't give a pass to Marie Osmond.
No, I can pass every. Yeah, the Osmonds get a complete pass. And if you're listening to the show and you haven't completely killed yourself yet, we're going to be reviewing. Chris, you tell them the Osmonds specials.
For after the Thanksgiving holidays, maybe even before. I mean, we have so much to cover.
I'm ready to watch them.
We're going to be reviewing old-time Christmas specials by the likes of Sonny and Cher, the Osmonds.
A decade of Osmonds every year.
We're going to do every Osmonds Christmas special. We're going to do there's a whole decade of Johnny Cash Christmas specials that we're going to do. I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the music. I'm looking forward to the camp.
I'm ready to get involved. I really am. But
I want to do it tonight.
Yeah, seriously, I really do. I feel like staying up for 48 hours just watching this stuff. Like you and I and a box of wine, just stay up all night. A box of wine. All right, are you ready? This is Marie Osmond appears in the 1984 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Coming up behind a new arrival to the parade, this one's furnished by Hallmark Cards. a flowering garden that is called Rose Petal Place. The giant watering can, the home for Rose
See,
Petal.
it does not announce
and her
Marie
friends.
Osmond.
Also up aboard, the villain of the piece, a nasty spider going by the name of Nastina. All in all, it is a happy morning for Rose Petal. We hope a happy morning for us all. Aboard, Marie Osmond.
Oh, you're right.
See,
Beautiful.
there's Marie with a bad hair again.
Look at those big teeth.
I can see him from here.
Friends, everybody needs friends.
Were those doves?
There they go. Never get those back.
Yeah, they did launch doves, right?
Hi, Marie.
Yep.
Would you like to be friends? Would you like to share the day with me? We can be anything.
Now this one has the highest production level.
We all
Certain that float is
need each
way
other.
involved.
That's what friends are for. So if you see someone without a smile,
This one reminds me of more of a modern Thanksgiving Day Parade float performance.
nothing better than friends.
Or a Disney on Ice kind of affair.
Now the woman that comes out of the cannon or whatever she's coming out of is the representation of our mother-in-laws that we will be seeing in about 4 hours from the airing of this.
Nastina, why do you always have to be so grumpy and mean? Don't you ever love anything? Love? Me?
Listen to this funky beat.
I love to hate. I love to hate. Simply nothing.
I'm snapping my fingers.
It's so great.
Tap my toe.
Nothing more delicious than being gloriously vicious, and by far it is my most outstanding trait. I love to hate. I love to hate. A conviction that I quite appreciate. You delight in being a
When she screams, she makes this like sound. It's so annoying.
demonstrate.
This.
Paper roses. We all need each other. That's what friends
She's supposed to be a spider.
are
That
for. So if
doesn't-
you see someone
Oh really? I thought she was supposed to be like a evil witch or something. That's enough of that. Wow. That's all I have to say. Wow. I feel spent. I feel like whoa.
Here's you know, you and I worked at a company that had a costumed character.
Yeah.
And I was in that costume, and just seeing what some of these costumes can do and the people in them can do. I mean, it's amazing the way that they can dance around with these big heads on, you know, and I could not do that in that costume that we had. I
guarantee there's tricks of the trade, you know. Like if you go to Disney World, those heads aren't flopping off, you know.
No, I know. And they're probably very well secured as ours wasn't, but I mean, it's got to be hot in there. Plus, it must be hard to see, and some of these floats and things where people have these hats on, like when we get to the Cabbage Patch, they're doing dance steps and stuff. I mean, it's just amazing how they.
I'd say
can
that the
do
Cabbage
without
Patch
bumping into each other or whatever.
The Cabbage Patch ones seemed to be the most difficult because the heads are huge.
Yeah, they are.
So I was just gonna play the Superman float, the comment of the Superman float. It's a pretty short one. I'm not really sure what they even talk about.
Henderson and Mary Lou Retton filled in. I took my son downstairs to take a break with me. He's only 5 years old. His primary concern was not taking the break, but getting back upstairs in time to see Superman. He is
I think the music's weird.
I thought it was the Jaws music.
With 2 E's being handled by 50 youngsters on the ground this morning.
Oh, tracking.
That's pretty bad.
It's like an evil thing. Like it's.
Yeah, I don't know why that's playing over the Superman float. It doesn't make any sense.
I don't get it.
I don't even think that's music from like Superman the movie. I don't know what that is.
It's like some generic type of thing.
Unless our listeners can recognize that piece of music, I'd like to know what that is.
Yeah, I would love that. Now, I wonder, 1984, Superman 3 had already been out, right?
Out and gone. And it killed the franchise.
Yeah, the franchise was dead, so why have a Superman float?
Hey, but you could say that about a lot of these floats. Like, there's
like
a
Woody
Raggedy
Woodpecker
Ann float that Bryant Gumbel introduces. And, it's like, who wants to see a Raggedy Ann float?
But who cuts the check? Who cuts the check for that? I'm curious. Because nowadays when you go to it, it's like there's going to be a Pokemon float. And that is part of an entire franchise. Like, you're not going to have, like, a random... Like, you're not going to get a Chili Willy going down.
You're not going to get a Calvin and Hobbes.
Well, you're not going to get something in the public domain,
Right.
So I'm just kind of curious as to what the motivation is for these, like a Woody Woodpecker.
Yeah. Like, how do you get a float into the parade? Like, I wonder what you have to do.
Well, we worked where we worked. We actually had a float. I guess we could find out from them. I'm just kidding.
I think I did work on some sort of contract for that.
I remember I did some type of color correction for the float itself.
I wonder if that float is still in the parade today.
I'm not sure. You know what I have from
Probably
that?
not.
Here's an interesting little factoid for the Macy's Day Parade. I have a few of them. They were given to me. They're the 75th anniversary snow globes for 2001 that were never sold because they have the World Trade Center in there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I have like 3 of them. I have to like kind of see if they're worth anything. But all right, so what do you want me to play next? We have Rainbow Bright.
Well, we're getting into the more difficult ones too. I think there's only like a few left, but the Rainbow Bright is, I think, the more annoying of the two between Rainbow Bright and Tim Conway. But Rainbow Bright is only 32 seconds.
Well, I was gonna say, how annoying can it be if it's our shortest clip versus our longest clip?
Oh, wait do you hear? Wait do you hear?
All right, here we go.
Next up, here is an old favorite, the Rocking Horse Push Float. It's ridden by Rainbow Bright. Movie westerns may be out of style, but never a rocking horse.
See that costume there? I mean, that's I can't. How does she stay in there?
What's with those pandas? Yeah, that's a little annoying. But yeah, I mean, it's I don't understand what the deal is with the pandas and
yep.
Why she was on a rocking horse.
I'm not even sure who's Rainbow Bright. I don't even remember.
My wife liked Rainbow Bright when she was a kid. Yeah, but she was 6 when this came out, so she's from a slightly different generation than even I am. So yeah, I think we're gonna finish this up with two things. We have Tim Conway, of course.
Yeah, but
we have this parade highlights thing, but do you want to? Oh, you know what? We have to play that because that's the Joey Lawrence clip.
Okay.
What a kiss ass this kid is. You give this kid a script and he learns it. You know, it's like, you know what I like about Joey? He shuts up and he learns his lines, and that's it. That's what Joey Lawrence is.
Ouch.
So that's what this is.
Well, one of the prime symbols of this day.
And by the way, the best float in the whole parade, as you were saying, the turkey's awesome.
Yeah.
And I hate floats.
Brian Gumbel just introduced Dionne Warwick as one of the better talents in our time.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I gotta rewind that. Hold on, I talked to
She
her.
also was wearing a big.
The turkey float, taking a ride down Broadway in this 58th annual Macy's effort, one of the better talents of our time, Miss Dionne Warwick.
It's a weird kind of compliment,
I know,
though.
right?
It's like one of the less ugly people in the world.
Donald Duck makes a...
That is one of the most famous characters around these days. He is Garfield.
Well, I'm just going to pause this for a second. I just remembered it. Whoever taped this had the foresight to realize that what they were taping was awful, right? Now, I wish they did just press record and walk away. But on the other hand, I appreciate the opinions that they're basically throwing right in our face with these edits. Like, nobody cares about Dionne Warwick. Go on. And if you notice at the end of the Joey Lawrence thing, it just gets cut off. It goes. So, I'm just going to...
Probably the best-loved cat in America, although he's probably more accurately described as a human in cat's clothes from his characteristics there.
Well, in the parade lineup is an imaginative float coming to us from American Greetings. It brings to life the wonderful world of strawberry shortcake. This morning, Strawberry and all her friends have chosen the song Celebrate to do just that for this holiday season.
I'm waiting for, like, under his breath, I'm a goddamn adult reading this nonsense.
Way up into the stand. Who said you're not supposed to play a scene with either animals or youngsters? Evidently, he never met our next guest for joining me as the star of NBC's program, Give Me a Break, young Joey Lawrence. Good morning to you, Joey.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, too, Mr. Gumbel.
Well, thank you very much. Happy Thanksgiving to you, buddy. You've got a pretty good seat here. You get to see everything that goes on.
I wouldn't miss this. You know, there was another thing that I've always wanted to see, and that's how they blew up the balloons the night before. But I was never...
The west side, up town a little bit. John Ratzenberger, the know-it-all mailman on Cheers, on the way to make some rather small airmail deliveries.
Can't see you in there, John.
You know, I really hate all the banter, kind of like, and there's the know-it-all mailman. Maybe he's out there trying to deliver some mail. Like, no, he's an actor, and he's just in a stupid parade. Like, that's one thing I have to start pointing out. Maybe the next time we review one of these, how the banter's just kind of strange. It's like, there's Snoopy. It's like, no, that's friggin' balloon. Like, who are you fooling here? No, anyway, so here's Tim Conway promoting. This is the biggest promotion of the parade, in my opinion. This is what paid for the parade.
Now, is Tim Conway, like, famous in 1984? I think the Carol Burnett show was off the air by this point. I don't know. It's just strange that he's in this at all.
Yeah, I was thinking about the same thing. Kind of like, who said, well, we need a spokesperson. We need somebody on our float that people know. All right, so who can we have that really speaks to the kids? Hey, how about Leif Garrett? No, he's drunk. Tim Conway. How about Tim Conway? Who?
Yeah.
The guy from the Carol Burnett show. It's my cousin. You know, that type of thing. And it's like, all of a sudden, Tim Conway's on it. I like Tim Conway. I always did. I know, you might not be the biggest fan, but, you know, that's your problem. But here's Tim Conway promoting Cabbage Patch Kids.
And Mr.
Oh, I just want to point out that 1983 was the holiday where Cabbage Patch Kids came out and people were like hijacking trucks and killing each other and getting into fights. So this is the...
And when you see them here, you're like, what is the big appeal?
Yeah, they basically look...
scary.
Yeah, they're creepy. So.
Tim Conway.
That's me right here in the Cabbage Patch. You know, all Cabbage Patch kids live down yonder, just waiting to be adopted. You know, these kids are just like children we all know. They're huggable and lovable. And they
See the guy behind Tim Conway?
And that's what we're here for today.
He's happy to be there.
Let's meet them one by one.
Hi, I'm Sybil Sadie.
She's pushy and a little bit snobby. Collecting bugs, that's her
Tim
hobby.
reading the script.
Good morning, I'm Tyler Bull.
Well, Tyler's mathematical and a little mysterious. He's awfully reliable, but kind of serious.
Happy Thanksgiving. I'm Marilyn Suzanne.
Well, she's prissy and awful pretty. She's always primping and, well, she's kind of witty.
Hello, everybody. I'm Georgia Ann.
She's a comic. She's a
See how they do these dances? That's
Yeah.
amazing. These costumes.
Morning, folks. I'm Dawson Glenn.
Now, Dawson's a cowboy through and through.
How many cameras do they have on this
Shot,
float?
too.
It's all choreographed perfectly for the cameras. $100.
This grandma in particular, this costume.
But it looks like the same one. It looks like the spider
Yes.
thing.
I want to stop those kids from playing games and having fun. I'm going to need some henchmen if I'm going to get it.
What is that?
At your service, Miss
I don't know.
That'll,
Oh, pleased to meet you. When do I?
what kind of animal that is?
A llama?
Cabbage Patch Kids, miserable bunch. Every time there's a kid, there's one less cabbage for me to mud.
Yeah, I kind of hate this.
I know it.
Wait a minute. Who do we call on when there's a job to be done? Who's the captain of our team? Who is...
Is that the guy from Bill and Ted behind him?
I've got myself a bulldog. I've got a load of friends. Every day's so much fun. I'm sorry when it ends. When you got a problem, it's the one you go.
Yeah, I'll take a refill on that wine.
I gotta go to the bathroom. Call me when it's over.
Alright.
Is the turkey ready yet?
I thought you really had to go to the bathroom.
No, I was kidding.
That's what happened to the Cabbage Patch.
Wait, let me pause it for a sec. In your house, would it be like the kids are saying, "Can we change this? This is stupid," and your mom will go, "No, you're watching a parade."
Unless Godzilla was starting on Channel 9 at 1 o'clock. Then
It's like, but it's Rodan. I don't see anybody clapping in the audience, actually.
that too is lip-syncing.
That flow's furnished to us by Coleco Industries. We'll come back in just a bit.
Coleco?
Yeah, Coleco.
K-Ballard sings Home for the Holidays, and the Raggedy Ann balloon makes its first appearance in Herald Square.
As we wind down the parade festivities on this Thanksgiving morning, a lady has rolled down to 34th and Broadway who is no stranger to these parts. She's a star on Broadway many times over, Miss Kay Ballard, Home for the Holidays.
Who's Kay
Never heard
Ballard?
of her.
Yeah.
Never heard of her.
Oh, there's no place like home for the holidays.
Kill me now.
'Cause no matter how far away you roam, when you find
She used to be a man.
sunshine of a friendly
Still is.
gaze, for the holidays
She's a strong-looking woman.
a home that knows your joy and laughter, filled with memories by the score, is a home you're glad to welcome.
Do you hear that in the background? You suck. That was on the tape.
Down to Dixie's sunny shore.
So wait, what is pulling this cart?
Pacific, gee, the traffic is terrific.
Watch
the
what
fake
happens.
applause.
Look out! It's blowing out of the control.
It turns. Look at this. They make it
a new
turn like.
arrival to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Actually,
I'm not sure she needs any introduction either. Does she's twirled atop us? She is Raggedy Ann in such proportions as you
Why
have never
wouldn't
seen.
Raggedy Ann need an introduction? I don't understand. Was there a time where she became popular again?
That's what I'm asking. Is the I don't know who was what was Raggedy Ann like? Did she have a? She didn't have a TV show at even in the 1920s. You know, they didn't have TV.
I remember when I was a kid.
She was a comic, maybe. I don't even know who she is.
Well, Raggedy Ann, I believe, was just a doll.
Was it a doll? Okay.
I'm looking it up real quick. When I was a kid, I remember I had a Raggedy Andy.
Right, there was a Raggedy Ann and Andy. And boys usually got the Andy.
Yeah, thankfully.
Unless you were...
a fruitcake, a Tinkerbell, a red meathead. I'm just looking at the origins here. There's really not too many years. 1935. And if you know that movie Annabelle?
Yes.
The original haunted doll is a Raggedy Ann. Like the one that the movie's based upon.
Right.
That might not be good for sales. It's like the Chucky doll. So we finally have the parade end credits.
So, I mean, what are your thoughts on the parade? Or did you enjoy the parade?
I get the same feeling that I would have gotten back then where it's like, all right, I had a good time watching it. I really did. I watched it last night, and watching it again is a little bit tougher. I'm looking forward to 85 to see what that's all about. I don't know. What did you think? What kind of emotions did it bring back?
It was fun to revisit these Thanksgiving parades. I'm looking forward to doing more.
Yeah,
I want to do current, like 2013. That has no meaning for me. But these ones from when I was a kid are they do hold a special spot for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the oldest one I could find video footage of, actually. I mean, I could find ones from 30s and 40s and, it floats around, but nothing with these kind of performances. I mean, back then you didn't really have as many commercials in the middle of it all. Or rather, there wasn't as promotions, rather. That's what I mean. I don't know what the first year of televising the Macy's parade was.
I don't know, but they said this one was like the 58th.
Yeah, and we're coming up to
Day parade, so
I believe 2026 will be the 100th.
Is that right? Okay.
And like I said, the 2001 was the 75th. So
unless they have more incidents like that year when some of the balloons got away from their handlers because it was too windy and.
Yeah, it's funny. I was going to be a handler for the one that we had.
No way.
Yeah. Well, you probably could have been a handler. I just didn't want it. Like, I didn't want to. You had to be there at like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
On Thanksgiving for free. Like, no thanks. I mean, maybe in retrospect it would have been cool, but nah, I'll pass.
It's a good way to see the parade from being in the parade.
You know what's a great way to see the parade? From your living room.
From your living room.
With a fresh box of wine.
Or scotch.
Or scotch. Whichever one tickles your fancy. For the morning. for a morning beverage. But all right, I'm going to play the end credits. And
let's roll out on the end credits, and we will be back with 1985.
The year of... I'm curious to see if they're going to touch upon Back to the Future. I wonder if it's going to get into movies.
I'm actually kind of interested to see how many floats stay the same.
Yeah,
year after year.
It's like, here's Punky Brewster again. Here's footage from 1984. So here we go. And Santa's there, and there's a kid with him.
Whip time just enough to say goodbye. Pat Sajak, thanks very much for joining us, bud.
Brian, thank you. Good to see you again. Happy Thanksgiving.
Okay, thank you, Pat. And Stepfanie Kramer, always a pleasure. You added a lot of class to this. Thank you.
Santa's beard is kind of yellow from all that spritz.
Okay, we'll see you again next year.
Pat Sajak just said to Stepfanie Kramer, you added a lot of class to it this year. What the hell does that mean?
And we'll see you next year, Stepfanie, but she doesn't show up again.
Oh, really? Well, I don't know why. Is it classless? I'm not really sure.
It's tacky.
Maybe.
For all the good folks who helped to put this thing together, I'm Brian Gumbel. Thanks for being with us. Enjoy the holidays.
The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade has been sponsored in part by Oshkosh B'gosh, maker of the genuine article since 1895, and by Ideal, maker of fine toys, and by McDonald's, sponsor of Ronald McDonald houses across the U.S. Hotel accommodations for some guests of this program were furnished by Berkshire Place, an Omni Classic Hotel in exchange.
That was a party.
For reservations at Omni Hotels in the U.S. and Europe, call 800-228-2121. That's 800-228-2121.
Call that number today, see who answers.
Well, Berkshire. What's up with the constant noise? Ho, ho.
May the spirit of Christmas and love be with you throughout the year. Merry Christmas! Ho, ho, ho! Ho, ho!
How weird. It's just people yelling. Is that the whole thing?
This is Bill Wender speaking. Happy Thanksgiving.
Aw, thank you. You too.
Still another 30 seconds left. Merry Christmas.
God bless us everyone.
That's it. Thank God.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was a lot of fun. All right. So, Chris, I'll see you next time for 1985.